effort, actually train. What has the emphasis been on, and how have you seen the guys respond this week?
Yeah, we focused on a couple different phases of the game that we felt over the course of the month we needed to improve. The health of the group is pretty good considering kind of what we've just went through. Still got a few guys that we're looking at to see if they're going to be available this weekend. But all in all, the work this week has been really good. The intensity from the group has been really good, and we're happy to finally be back at home.
A lot's been made of the home form and just how great it has been. I know it's one thing to say we want to win more games at home, but what have you seen the guys actually go out and do to get those sort of results for you this year?
Yeah, I think there's a real belief, when we get to Lynn Family Stadium that, as we've talked about plenty of times, that we want to make this place a fortress. I think up to this point the guys have, but I've had to talk a lot this year about making sure that there's no complacency, about making sure that we continue to make Lynn Family a difficult place for teams to come. And then also not taking for granted the results and the performances that we've had at home up to this point. We have to continue to do things the right way. You can't just show up at the stadium and think that those actions are going to happen. So we have to make sure that we're continuing with our process, and that starting at home is starting the game on the front foot at home is critical.
You have a team that's been as good as this one this season. You're in first place. It's a lot in front of you all. How do you keep the eye on the ball, and how much of that is just part of them being who they are and being professionals?
Well, the first thing I said to the group in Miami after the game in the locker room was where we needed to be better. And I think that's the entire group's thought process, from my staff to the players. And I think if we continue to have those thoughts of where can we improve by 1% in different phases of the game or different things that we're doing, I think it puts you in a position to continue trying to get better. We still don't feel we're perfect. Nobody ever is, but making sure that we're trying to improve and that the players believe that there's room for improvement, that's a sign of a team that can continue to get better week after week.
Does it take something special to beat a team 5-1, or then to go on the road and win and say, like, we do need to be better? I'm sure a lot of teams go in the locker room and celebrate.
Yeah, I think again, it's about the culture of the group that you have, and the messaging becomes important. But honestly, the guys taking that messaging on board is what is key. So. The guys didn't walk in the locker room after Miami by any means celebrating because we won the game 2-1. You could tell by the look on their faces and their body language that they knew it wasn't good enough, and I made sure that they heard the same thing. At the same time, making sure they understand that what we just went through was really difficult, but sign of a good team.
When it comes to North Carolina, it's been, I think, since 2020 that you guys have seen them as they come back to the championship. What kind of club, team setup are they, and what can we expect on Saturday?
Yeah, it's a really good team that's going to create some difficult moments for us in the game for sure. Present some difficult pictures for sure. They're not a team that concedes a lot of chances. They're a team that has been really solid defensively. I think a lot of that has to do with the mentality of the guys that they have, and the work that they put in every game. You can see. It'll present difficult pictures, but it's a game where here at home we're confident because of the quality that we have. At the same time, not taking for granted the quality of the opponent.
One position I wanted to ask you about, the striker role. Obviously, Wilson didn't play last weekend to get some rest for the first time. How open is that competition for who is next? Because we've seen Sam Guido, we've seen Tola. Do you want to see somebody step up, or kind of what is the status?
No, I think. Well, first and foremost, the positions are always open. It's up to the guys to continue to execute on the weekend and throughout training, in training throughout the week. Willie was dealing with a little bit of a knock going into Miami, so we didn't want to take any risk, and we felt Sam's profile, someone that can stretch the field, someone that can take advantage of the space out wide, was something that we wanted in the game against Miami. Obviously, Sam and Tola are two very different forwards from a profile standpoint, and we went with Sam's profile against Miami, and the goal comes from an area that we thought we could exploit. Elijah's goal comes from an area that we thought we could exploit, and I thought Sam did a good job in his time there. We weren't as we didn't create as many of opportunities for him and for the group as we would have wanted against Miami. But the competition is going to continue to be open because it's up to them to perform, and that's on a daily basis.
On a less serious note, have you guys been watching the soccer tournament at all?
I watched Paulo's team last night. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to. I watched the highlights after our training session to see how they did. I had some good banter back and forth with Paulo about. I didn't see him much in the second game. Would have liked for him to get a few more minutes, but he said he's not quite sure it's an environment where he can knock on the door like he can here, but he may have to. So.
Would you like to see a Lou City team in there at some point?
I think it'd be awesome. You got plenty of former players in the academy here that are coaching. I'm not sure they have the time for it, but if they do, I think it'd be great to see a Lou City team in there.